All right, so we're back doing weird stuff again. For all the people that watched the last video, this is kind of a continuation on that, but we're gonna keep moving along with it and do more fun stuff. So I'm gonna make a little tower defense game using what I worked on last time. But yeah, if you weren't there, didn't watch that video, I don't blame you. But to give you like a quick introduction, so last time we made a cool auto binding generator, which could take some JI procedure and then it would generate some C call or like C exportable procedure that then calls into JI passing a context. And while I talk about this, I'm going to quickly change some stuff. So yeah, that was one of the nice things is it just kind of worked. It's very simple and it gets the job done. Since then, I've added a few things to it. The first thing I've added is a build.jai file, so build metaprogram that then also generates the Go bindings for it. So it'll generate this file for me. And so at build time, it basically collects all of the exported procedures or procedures that we want to show up in the DLL. And then it'll go and it'll make a bunch of a bunch of Go functions for them. And then it'll generate this function as well, which then actually loads the DLL and then registers the functions. So then all my Go code has to do is, well, actually nothing, because it's done in the init function, I think. Oh yeah, no, it's in here. Whoops. It is in jai.go. Yeah, so it's in the init function of this jai.go, right? So that will load and register all the functions in the library, and then call runtime init with the current context to get that set up. And then it'll pass that context that Jai gave us, that initialized context, to the DLL, so that way it can use that in all of our calls. And then it just locks OS thread, so stuff doesn't break. But yeah, so we'll continue on with it. Before we do that, I got to do a couple quick little things. I got to edit my Jai project, and I got to chuck it in here, and we're going to say, like, name is Go Tower Defense, something like that. Yeah, so got to set that up. There is a few things I want to do beforehand. I call it, yeah, it's Jigo, I think is what I called it. Boom. All right, nice. Now it's up here. Really cool. So now I can actually use all my Jai stuff and not have to worry about like switching, right? I can jump to definition now, which is very nice. So yeah, that's currently what's going on. And you might be asking yourself, why are you doing something like this? That this is dumb. And the real reason is, I don't know. It's just kind of fun. And I want to test this out. I want to see if we can actually make something like this, because it's, there's no CGo for all the Go people out there. It's right. It's using pure Go. So it's not having to do anything with C or doing like C bindings that then messes up your ability to cross compile. Like it's doing none of that stuff. It's very nice, very simple. But before I get started, I'm going to quickly pause and get a drink. All right, and I'm finally back. All right. Yeah, so that's the main thing, right? We're loading some DLL, binding it with PureGo from our auto-generated bindings, and then, yeah, we can call it all from Jai. So let me just show you what I got so far. You might be also thinking, why are you using two different editors? That's also kind of dumb. It's just because when you're writing two different languages, it's kind of nice to use two different editors, because it kind of helps that like the mental burden a little bit. That, and I also like GoLand. It's a pretty good program, so I like using it for Go. Can I do? I don't know how to do this though. Interpreter not found. Yeah, and this will also be a loose video as well. Yeah, just keeping it loose. Why? What does this mean? I don't. Interpreter path PowerShell.exe. Okay, I don't know what that. Oh, it's that fix it? No. All right, we'll just do an actual freaking thing. Go build Package path, boom. I need a before launch remote external tool. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is awful. I hate this. So we'll call it jai build, and that'll be jai build.jai in this working directory. Okay, so now if I build this, we should get that jai build. That succeeds, and then we somehow get... Oh, because it's running the function. Yeah, so there's one annoying part about... there's one really annoying part about PureGo, and it's that it will just crash at runtime. Or like won't properly load the DLL when I'm doing like go run, but it will properly do it when I'm doing go build. So it's a bit goofy, but the first thing I want to double check, or I want to actually check, is to see if I can build the, or like debug the program and like step into Jai code from this program, because that would be pretty cool, not gonna lie. So I want to see if I can do that. Why is that happening? Oh, okay, I don't care. Does not matter. How can I just build my program? Can I just do that? Well, we've already hit a snag, and that is building your program. Who would have thought? Oh, run after build. I don't want that. I guess I do want run after build. uh, uh, why is this so hard to do? Okay, so if I debug my build, right, that builds Jai, and that builds Go, and then we fail here because it can't load a DLL at like for some reason. Okay, how about we'll just turn off run after build, so it's just a pure build step, right? I think that's good. I think that just did the thing, kind of. I don't think it's actually running the thing though. So if I do this, I should be able to step in compilation. Okay. Do I need like a separate one that's like go compile my program? Or oh, sorry, run the program? It's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay. So we get the Jai build. That fails. Okay. I'm gonna come back when I figure this out. Well, there is no way to do it. The most I can do is hit, well, first use the run command, which will run the program, right? And this is go code, right? This is go code calling to Jai. And then hit Control Alt F5 in Writer or in GoLand, and then select the program, right? That's currently running. So no way to do it, unfortunately, but I can at least set breakpoints. Let me just close all these. I can at least set a breakpoint. I can see, you know, all this nonsense, and then I can step in. I can't step into the Jai code, unfortunately, so that does suck. But I can at least see, you know, all of this beautiful inline assembly. You know, so I can at least do something. At least debug my program. But yeah, anyways, this is the current program as it is, right? We can, it's just a little, you know, a little square following the mouse very slowly. It's a window that'll resize that we can, you know, close out of, and that'll end the program. So it does work, which is pretty nice. But the first thing I want to do before I really get going on game programming is fixing a couple couple things with this build. If you notice, um, there's a lot of unsafe pointer here. So this texture is an unsafe pointer, Windows unsafe pointer, which I don't hate. I don't care really, but that might be kind of annoying later down the line. So I'm just going to quickly make a little addition to the. Do I have a build.bat? No, I don't. Gosh darn it! I can just do this. Yeah, which will work. So I'm going to make a little adjustment, and that should be in here. So we have a pointer type. It'll always return unsafe pointer. What I really want to do is do void, and that'll always return unsafe pointer. Otherwise, I want to return. I don't think we'll have the name. Will we have the name? Info.name? I don't know if that'll work. Let's see, though. Oh, wait, no, I don't want info.name. Oh, wait, I do want info.name. So actually we're going to do this. So we'll have our bottom case be this, and we'll only do it for here. So we'll do like synfo, type info struct, and that'll be info. And then now we can do synfo.name, which will crash. Okay. Why does that crash? Oh, because it's a pointer. Pointer info.pointer2. That's what I want. And now if we go check this build, we should see that now we're returning a window. No, it's still, okay, that's fine. Void pointer, void pointer. Where was the one that I didn't want to have a void pointer? I wonder if I do this. Let's do, actually, we'll just do this. We just won't return it. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. So now, nope, these still get, It's a bit weird. What does our generated code look like? Ah, there we go. Texture. Texture and context, which I kind of don't actually want now that I'm thinking about this. I really only want it for structs. I go back here. Yeah, nice. So we got texture, we got context. And then now in our jai.go, we're just going to make a bunch of these. So we're going to make texture is an unsafe dot pointer. And then, what was the other one? Context is an unsafe dot pointer. And so these are going to still be unsafe dot pointer, but at least now, they will be their own separate types. That is better. So I don't have to worry too much about, pointer to an unsafe texture. That's a problem. So it's a pointer to a pointer. I mean, I guess what I could do, I already know it's a pointer. So I could just remove this, honestly. Just do this, right, which then gives me what I want, because now it's actually correct. Right, texture is an unsafe dot pointer. I think that's kind of fine for now. Context, I know, is an unsafe pointer. That's all fine and dandy with me. Kind of, I guess. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. And I'll call this window. Window. Because it should be window. I'll stay a little consistent. Like a tiny amount consistent, at least in the name. Oops, so that should be window, this should be window, that should still be that. Boom, window. Now if I rebuild, rebuild. Okay. I think if I now, that'll know, what the, no, it doesn't work. Okay. Bit annoying. That's what it's called. Build. Gotcha. Got to do that. All right. And now, yeah, we get window, texture is a texture, context is a context. That's all what I want now, right? So it doesn't actually change anything. It just makes it a little more clear what is getting returned. So that way it's not just all unsafe pointer with like whatever names. That's good. So what do we need to do? I've never made a tower defense game before. I don't like tower defense games, personally. Don't really play them. But I figured it'd be kind of fun, because I think they are at least an interesting type of game to make. Because they're very simple, but because of that, you can do a lot. And, yeah, I don't know. They seem like a fun problem. So all I have is this turret struct that has a render function, like a render method. And then we have an array of turrets at the top. And then we're just doing a little update right here to, make sure we at least do something, or like just to show off something. But the idea I think I have is I could make turret an interface. Right, so I could do this. And that has an update method that takes, a delta time. And that also has a render method. And then anything is a turret at that point. Like anything that, adds these is a turret. And of course I could do this if I want to make it, actually sealed or whatever. And then I could do like auto turret, right? So this is how kind of people want you to do things, or like the way people tell you to do stuff. I think this is actually horrible. Or not, maybe not horrible. That's not the right word. Right. I don't think, I think horrible is not the right word for this. But I don't think it's good. And the reason why I don't think it's good is because now, whenever I want to make a turret, right, whenever I want to make some new turret, I have to go and fill out all this stuff. I have to mark it with like this little fake method to say that it's a turret. I don't know. Oh, turret. And then I'm going to have like 80 different types for all my turrets. And if they share something, then I'm going to have to go, cut that out of one turret, put in the other one, or then I'm going to have some other abstraction to like combine functionality with turrets. And that all gets really annoying after a while. And because we're trying to just move fast and get it done, I think the actual way to do this is just like this. And then I'll have, if I want to, I guess I could have kind is turret kind. Type turret kind. We'll just put an int, and this will be turret basic, like that. And then now, if I have another turret, I can do turret auto. Right, I can do turret, or like, yeah, I'll call this like machine gun. We'll have this one called like bomb. Right, we can have all these types now, and if I want to share anything between them, I can just do that. It's very simple, right? Because now, when I'm updating a turret, right? Let's say we actually go the turret update with a float 32, like so. I can now just do switch t.kinds, and then I can say this is everything that happens for the basic turret. This is everything that happens for the machine gun turret. Everything that happens for the bomb turret. Right? I can do that, which is very nice. So that's one way we could also do it. And I think this is actually pretty good, because now if I want to combine things, I can just do this, turret bomb. And I can say, oh, this updates the bomb turret and the regular turret. But there's one that is even better. And I like this a lot more. We're going to change the turret flags. Boom. That's going to be like 1 over iota, or 1 left shift iota. Call it flags. Turret flags. Boom. And so now, what we have here is we can say turret. So now, rather than sort of basically doing object-oriented, but with an enum, we instead have all of our functionality for a turret denoted by flags, right? So if we want something that's like, it can shoot bombs, that is just, you know, turret shoots bombs or whatever. Like turret has electricity or whatever we'd want to call it, right? So now it's just a bunch of status flags. And then, of course, if we want our turrets to get damaged, we could also have status flags. And now we can just share them between every turret, and we put it in one little spot, and it's very simple. We don't have to do, you know, we don't have to do a lot of stuff to support new functionality. And so that is the way we're going to do it. And I like programming like that a lot when it comes to games. So, let me think. So I think the first thing we need to do is, I'm not going to do this grid-based. I don't really want to do that because I have an idea for how I want to do the pathfinding already. So what we're instead going to do is we're just going to do, you know, what we're already kind of doing, and we're just going to make it to where you can put down a turret, and then maybe I'll put little enemies that just walk in a straight line to get like targeting. And so we also need like a radius on this guy. There'll be a jam.number. That is my math library that I use, if anyone is curious. You don't have to care about it too much. But nice. Okay, so we just need to, yeah. So the current target is just where it's shooting. That should probably actually be like an enemy. And we're going to do the exact same things for enemies. So I'll do like target is a pointer to some entity, but not a pointer, an entity ID. Actually, we'll make a pointer. We'll make it a pointer right now. Enemy. Yeah, we'll make it a pointer right now, but in the future, I'll probably change that to like a entity ID and whatnot. So we're going to do the same thing for our enemies. They're going to have a position. They're going to have like a speed. What are they going to have? Yeah, that's really all they need right now. And then I guess we can just do like damage, like some damage number. And then of course they're going to have flags. So enemy flags. Flags is just some int. We don't care. Boom. Okay, so we got all that. And so this will have enemies. Right? And because we actually, let's make it a little game struct. And then we'll do the classic varg is a game. And then this will have like our window. Yeah, I guess window is some unsafe dot pointer. I'll call this window handle. Yeah, that'll have our turrets. Boom, turrets, enemies. Boom, like that. And then it'll have like a wave number, you know, wave int, whatever. And that'll control how we do all of our stuff, which is kind of nice. So let's just do a little g dot turrets. Let's change that. Man, the word turret is gonna really start messing with me in a little bit. Yeah, it already is not looking right. Right, so we want to do our turret update. Actually, we want to do like our enemy update first. So g.enemies. E is g.enemies I. And then this would be like e.update or whatever it would be. We don't actually have to care about that right now. And then we want to update our turrets. And then we want to render. Right, so this is technically our update. Boom. Update. And this is our render. Right, so that's all we got to do. All right, that'll be a very simple style of game. So what we're going to do for our enemies is we're just going to do e.pause.x plus equals like e.speed times delta. Right, so they're just going to be moving across the screen, and then we'll do like e.pause.y is like 100 or whatever. Let's add a couple more things to our game struct to make it easier for us to use. So we'll do mouse position. Mouse screen is jam.vec. And then we will do window size, also a vec, or screen size. I like that. That'll just make our lives a little bit easier. And you know what? Screw it. Let's also store the delta. Right? Well, because why not? That'll just be very nice and easy to use. right? And if we want to use it anywhere, because we have a global, we can just use it wherever we want, and we don't actually have to care. So that's why we're doing it that way. Boom. Okay, so what else do we need? Oh yeah, we need our window size or our cursor size. Cursor size. We need our cursor position. So g dot mouse screen, and we'll call this cursor screen, and that'll be dot jm.vec2. That'll be mxmy, a little jm.number action. Boom, jm.number action right there. And then we also need to get our screen width and height, which I don't know. Is that window get dimensions? Yeah, okay. So that'll take our our win. And this is going to return nothing, and it's going to have an out width, out height. So var, actually, oh wait, no. I'm not going to do it that way. So win width, win height. That is what? An int 64. Width, win height. Very cool. G dot screen size is jmvec2. Same thing. That number height. Right, so very simple stuff. We're not doing anything crazy. I'll even just, I don't really want to call this window handle because I'm going to be typing that quite a bit. So I don't want to do that. Boom. G.win. And then let's just do a little if G.win is nil. Panic, unable to open window. All right, let's give that a run. Undefined delta. Oh, yeah, because that's G.delta. Right, so that's kind of our time.delta time equivalent. Nice. So that just works still. Very cool. Boom. Yeah, that also, I think, does that build it? Let me double check. Yeah, okay, that does build it. Cool. So, can I close my terminal? How do I do that? Okay, I don't know. So we quickly need, and these are also going to need like some sort of like size or like bounds. Do I have like a rect? Yeah, I do. Okay. And that has a min and a max. And I can do rect from a vec. Kind of like the idea of adding a quick method to a rectangle. So we'll do rec add, and that will take, I like add vec. So that'll just take a vec, and that'll return a rec. Right? I kind of like that because that'll just like we can easily move. Oh yeah, look at that. Min.add min.max. Yeah, okay. That looks correct. And then we probably also want like a subvec. Right, so this will be .sub. We're not going to care about multiplying them right now, but now we can just have, I'll just call this bounds, and that'll be its position and its size. Same thing with this, bounds jam.rec. And then this, of course, will now mess up. So we need like pause is t.bounds dot, what that would be, it's min. So t.bounds.min.x. Yeah, okay, so we'll call this like min, t.bounds.min, min pause, max pause. And now, min pause.x, min pause.y. This will be max pause.x and max pause.y. Max pause.y. Cool. So now that should still work once we set the size and everything properly. So now I can actually just do bounds.addVec.vec. We want, e.speed times g.delta on the x and then 0 on the y. And that's actually what we want. And then we're just going to set e.bounds. This is kind of gross. I kind of don't like this. But that's also whatever for now. bounds equals t dot bounds dot, I guess we need like a lerp. Yeah, that's the only downside about this, is now doing all this is kind of gross. So now we do like min. Yeah, damn, I kind of don't like that anymore. I talked myself out of that real quick. So we're gonna do the gross thing, and that's gonna be position and size, and then position and size. Yeah, so scroll this code that we just wrote. T.pause.x, T.pause.y. And then, I mean, we can do it in the render, right? We can do like bounds is jm.rec vec T.pause, T.pause.add T.size. Right, so we can do that. I actually don't hate that anymore. So bounds.min.x, bounds.min.y, bounds.max.x, bounds.max.y. Cool. So there's that. Yeah, so we can just make a rectangle whenever we actually care to do that. Right? That'll just make our lives a lot easier if we just keep things kind of simple and dumb for now. Okay, and then what else do we got to do? Let's make a turret. So we get our size like that. Actually, yeah, we'll make an enemy first because we already have a turret, so that doesn't actually matter. G.enemies equals append enemy. Boom. So this will be our speed. Let's just do like 10. We're gonna set size anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. Or so we're gonna set position, but let's set our size to like 10 and 10. Cool, and now we just need to render some enemies, and they're going to be below our turret, so we can do it like this. Enemies, e.render. And then let's go add a little render function. Render, boop. And this pointer just because we have to. You know, because Go is so cool and not dumb sometimes. Actually, screw it. No, we're doing our own thing. We're doing it live. Screw them, right? Screw you, whatever this is. Struct turret has methods on both, you know, value and pointer receivers. I do not care. I don't want my render function to take it by pointer. For now, yeah, I don't want that yet. I want that when I need it, and I don't need it yet. Cool. So let's copy this. So we'll make them red, and we'll make our turrets blue. Boom. So we got ourselves a turret. We got ourselves some enemies. Let's see if that does the thing. It is currently nowhere. Why is it nowhere? Okay, why are we nowhere? Let's see, enemy.render. I don't know what I just did. So, did I not set a size? No, I did. Position's going to be 0, 0. Speed is 10. It's probably something with the rendering. So we prepare the color shader, render it in red, and then we flush afterwards. Right, so that's a bit... So I wonder if I disable the turret rendering, if that is now going to work, because the simp library in Jai is a bit weird sometimes. Why are you still rendering it? Is it not building my project? Do I have to do like this to build it first and then, you know, do that? Oh my gosh. Why are we not rendering? Or why is this not like running properly? Fine. It works. Let's just do the classic. Okay, that did run. That did build. Huh. Okay, so it is no longer building properly. And it's probably something stupid where my build is not outputting like an executable that we're running. Let me just double check that. Output directory. I want it there. Okay, let's remove jigo.exe. I don't know if that's like a bad word or something in a different language, so I apologize if it is. It's just supposed to be jai, jai plus go. Oh, it is being called build.exe. That is why it is not working. How do I change the executable name? -o jigo.exe, maybe? Let's see. Did that now do it? It did! Oh my gosh. Awesome. God, this folder has so many things called build in it. Or like has so many... Look at this. We got some platform.dll, we got platform.lib, platform.jai, build.jai, build.bat, which we can actually now delete. Platform.generated, jai.go. Like there's just a lot of files all mixed together. And it's a bit hard to follow, but that's okay. Doesn't actually matter. Because we don't care about the files, we care about the thing we're making. All right, now we should see a print, and we do. And now we get this little guy, and he's walking across the screen at a very slow pace. So that is cool. So let's add some new turret flags, actually. Let's add, like, turret is, what's a good one? Turret is held, turret is moved, turret is moved. And it looks like turret is picked up. I like that a little more. Turret is picked up. So now we only want to do that. And I mean, I guess we don't even have to do that in here. I guess the actual smart way to do it is not in the turret update, because the turret update caring about if it's picked up. Like the turret update should only care if it's picked up, in the sense that it shouldn't do anything. So I should do like flags and turret is picked up not equals 0, and then we just return. Because we don't want to do anything if we're picked up. And now we're going to have held turret is just some turret like that. And then what we can do is, rather than moving it to the cursor position, we'll do some nice stuff in a sec. Let's give this just some position. And that's going to be like 250, 250 for now. And then we'll do it like this. So if t, we'll call it like bounds rec vec t.pause, t.pause.add, t.size, jam rec vec. So we'll do if bounds, is there like an in? No, I didn't do any like point in stuff, which is fine. I can add that. If g dot held turret is nil, and I guess we don't have any input in our library. That's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit annoying to do this without any input. So I might have to add that in a sec. But we'll do, yeah, bounds dot contains. I like bounds dot contains g dot cursor. G dot cursor position. Boom. And then now, if we do that, you know, we can do a bunch of fun stuff now with that. So we'll do it like this, and input mouse pressed, or input pressed. I like that. Pressed. Mouse left. We'll have to add that. So input mouse left. And then, yeah, we'll do g.held turret is t. Yeah, okay. That's all we need to do. And now down here, if g.held turret not equal to nil. All right, so we actually did pick up a thing. And we want this to be input held instead of input pressed, because we want it to be like you click and drag over the thing. Yeah. So now we can do if not input held, put mouse left. Boom. Oh, we also need to do one quick thing. T.flags or equal turret is picked up. And then we got to unset that here. So, turret is picked up. G.held turret. Right. So now we want to make sure that we disable that flag so that way we go back to updating it. And we'll need like a state, like a game state that these turrets actually care about and all that stuff, where we, conditionally update them based on the game state. But for now, we don't actually need to care about that. But we need a couple functions, right? We need bounds.contains. So we need some rectangle contains. So func r. Oh my God, can I type, please? Thank you. Rec contains. Let's call this point. That's going to return a little Boolean. And for now, it's going to return false. I want to stub this out just so I don't forget anything. And then we need input held, which is very nice. So quick thing we need to do. So we hit our update window events, and then we get events this frame. Events this frame gives us an event in the input module, right? Because we're using Jai's input module, window creation module, and the simp rendering module. So basically all of our code is through Jai. Like all of our platform code is just through Jai centric or Jai created modules, which is very nice. So we kind of need, we need like, what is it? Can I do event and then what? That's not where I'm trying to go. Event type. Keyboard, so we need that keyboard event. Boom. And now we just need to, I guess, do we actually? We could just make a function that does this, because we only care about this quit event here, and we shouldn't really make like another, we really shouldn't make like another array of input events that we like convert over. We're just going to use the regular Jai one. So input held. Actually, we kind of do need that. And I'll tell you the reason why. We need the events from last frame and the events from this frame, so that way we can actually properly not diff them, but like actually properly check them. So that's actually what we got to do. So we need DLL context, of course, is our global. This is so not organized, but that's okay. We'll do it down right here, I guess, and this will be called input this frame, and that is going to be an array of events, right? Because these are our input events. Events this frame, and this is that is a dynamic array. So can we just get key code? The max key code that we're ever going to need. And we can, and we're going to do total inputs is run. Boom, it's going to return some integer. Let's get, what is it? Event type? No, what am I saying? Key code. So we're going to get the key code. Info, cast, type, info, enum, key code. I think I can do this. I don't think I need type of key code because it'll do like type of type. We get our type info enum. We need to get our values, and we just need to get the max value. So like count or whatever, or total. We return the total. Loop through info dot what? Values? Yes, info dot values. If it greater than total equals it. And now we can do this. Total inputs. Input this frame. Input last frame. Jai build.jai. Totla. I need total. Boom. Cool. And that just works now. Well, not fully, but that does the thing we care about. So all we need to do now is we're going to do something kind of stupid. Maybe not kind of, maybe a little stupid. We're going to do case keyboard. Boom. And this will be an event, of course. but it'll be indexed by our key code. So it's a bit dumb, but it's all right. So we're going to say input this frame. So input this frame it.key code equals it like that. And so we'll do a is there like a mem copy reload? There is. So we'll do input this frame, right? It's just destination first. Yeah, okay, so input last frame dot data, input this frame dot data, and then we'll just do input last frame dot count. Actually, we'll just do total key codes, because that's actually what we should have called this in the first place. Boom. Now we'll run that and attempt to what happened here? Total. Is there a bunch of Y's somewhere? Okay, did I miss that? Input last frame, attempt to dereference int. What? Input last frame data, input this frame data. Why? Attempt to dereference int, but the namespace type was data. So that doesn't need to be like a pointer, because it's already a pointer. What? That's a weird one. What? Oh, because it's okay. Total key codes. Why I guess I had a cursor that was, hidden somewhere that was just breaking everything. So that's a bit annoying. So input last frame, input this frame. Let's rebuild that. Now that works. I need to make sure these aren't pointers anymore. Cool. So we do this. Right, so we mem copy the input from the last frame to the input from this frame. And then we just need to do memset input this frame dot data 0 total key codes times size of event. Sure. Right, we got a memset in here. Yep. So now it should zero out everything correctly. And now we'll just get the input. We'll basically get like a frame by frame input that we can check. And that's what we're going to do for pressed, held, all that stuff. Right. And so what we'll do here is we'll do a little program export, because we can just write this ourselves. Input held. Boom. And this will take some input, and that'll be key code. And that'll take a bool or return a boolean. And we don't actually need to push a context here, because we're just going to do input this frame input dot what? Dot key pressed. I think that's what we want. We want key pressed. So yeah, it'll be input this frame dot key pressed and the input last frame dot key pressed. Whoops. And input last frame dot key pressed. And now what this should give us, and let's double check that everything is working. Users me desktop code go sandbox jai go, and then let's do a little dump bin exports of platform.dll. Make sure we get input held, and we do. And let's also double check that we get those in our bindings. Input held, input some key code. It has an underscore in it. That doesn't matter. So now I need to do something like this. Type key code is what? Like an int? It's just like a giant. Haha. Key code. What is your backing type? U32. Cool. UInt32. All right. So now we got that. Now we just need one of these. So what is our mouse button left? Some value. Okay. It is just going to be some value that we don't know. think I also want escape in here. So escape, I know escape at least. So we'll do input escape. Key code is 27. Input mouse left. Key code is I don't know what value that is, so we're gonna do something a bit goofy. We're gonna do this, and in our input event or like our platform layer, we're just going to print key code dot mouse button left, and we'll say mouse is. Actually, I'm dumb. I can just do this. I can just do this. And let's build. Mouse is. Well, I need a cat. Well, I'm dumb. By the way, we need to do this. Cast U32. Boom. 168. All right, 168. There we go. So now that is fine. I don't care about right-clicking right now, and I don't care about anything else besides pressing events, right? And so our input held means if it was held, the previous frame and the last frame, the previous frame and this frame is held. Input pressed is if it was pressed last frame, and it wasn't pressed. If not pressed, the release. I need to double check something actually, because I don't know if this key pressed is going to equal the key code. Yeah, I don't know. If not pressed. So I guess I can do like cast bool and cast bool. We'll just do that maybe. And then this one will be if not. So we know a key is pressed, and it kind of depends on if we want like just pressed or just released. This is kind of giving us the just pressed. Because if it wasn't down last frame and it is down this frame, cast bool, right? We're going to do something a little gross, but that's okay. So if it wasn't pressed last frame and it was pressed this frame, then we just started pressing it. And then we want just released. Released is if it was held last frame and wasn't held this frame, right? If it wasn't down this frame. Right, and so that's really all we need. Right, we have held, we have just pressed, just released. Yeah, which is very nice. Let's double check that all generates stuff correctly. Held, just pressed, just released. Perfect. So now we got all this. Perfect. Input mouse left. Turret is picked up. We just need to update this. And we can do what? Like a bounding box style. So it's like if r.min. Oh, can I do something a little cute? Can I do a point? If r dot. Wait, do I have anything to do this? I guess we'll just do it the classic way. So we'll do r.min.x less than what? Because it's going to be if it needs to be point.x greater than r.min.x and point.x less than or equal. Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. I didn't opt into this like AI shit, but it just does it and I don't know how to turn it off. So I guess I'm just going to roll with it. Then we need point.y less than max.y. Yep, that actually looks not too bad. I mean, that is just like bounding box. Oh, I can't do the thing I want. Damn it. Cool. If contains points, that is fine. So now let's just do one of these and we'll say print line. It works, right? Because I'm a little print line debugger type guy sometimes. I enjoy that. And actually, we'll do something even better. We'll say if it is, in our render function, we'll change the color. So we'll do color. Color is like 4 float 32s. Boom, and that'll be 1 0 0 1 or 1. Wait, 0 0 1 1. And then we'll say if t dot flags, and turret is picked up. Color dot color 0. Wait, no, we'll make it green. Color 2 is 0. And then now, oh, can I actually do this in Go? I forget. Nope. All right, 0, color 1, color 2, and color 3. Oh, it's a turret, duh, not this. Okay, so that's not correct. Where did I go wrong? I think it's this, right? So if our point X is greater than the min X, and our point X is less than the max X, right? So that would mean that our point in space is within the max X and max Y, and our point Y is greater than the min, and less than the max, and that means vertically it's inside and horizontally it's inside. So that tracks with me, at least. Let me check if it's this input event related stuff, because that could be the case. Oh, whoops, I should probably still have that just in case. Okay, yes, it is input related. So we'll need to do like input just pressed or input just released, like that. I'm thinking that, yeah, this pressed event is a little weird. And I guess we can do this, else if, so if it's not contains, else if g dot held turret equals t, g dot held turret equals nil. Right, we can just test this out really quick to make sure that does what we're expecting. Boom. Why are you not setting your color back to, oh, because I'm not deleting the flag anymore, duh. That will do it. There we go. Okay. Oh, of course. I'm in a dumb mood today, if you guys couldn't tell. I'll say if g dot held turret g dot held turret equals t. Boom. And not bounds dot contains g dot cursor position. Then we'll just do the classic. This should now work. Because now, yep, there we go. But it worked for a frame? Okay, wait a minute. Oh, because we need to unset this probably. Oh, yeah, we need to do that. Yeah, it's like it worked for a singular frame. There we go. So now that's all correct. Boom, 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 boom. That just messed with my recording? No, and it's already been an hour. Holy cow. Okay, so it's just our input stuff. So that was a very long-winded thing to check what was going on, but that's okay. So now I need to do not input held, input cursor, input mouse left. So we're going to quickly do this. We're going to say if input just pressed, input mouse left. Actually, the first thing is let's get escaping to work. Let's get the just pressed event to actually work. So we'll do if input just pressed, input escape, break. And we'll set quit to true just to make sure. And actually, we'll simulate the whole frame, and then we'll do that. Why not? So if I press escape, that did the thing. Okay, so that worked. So let's say input just released. So that would mean that I have to hold it. So I'm holding it, and now when I let it go, right about now, that should have done it. Okay. So those are broken. So input just pressed works. Why is input put last frame? So input held is if our, let's actually do this, event, So this mem set isn't resetting the state properly. Input this frame. 0 total key codes times the size of an event, which should be the entire. And I guess I can even just do this to make it even better. That'll mem set that to 0. We copy over all of our, into our last frame, everything from this frame. Oh, because we also need times size of event. We were only partially copying stuff over. So now if I hold escape, oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. So why did that happen? So what is our input just released? So if it was pressed last frame and it's not pressed this frame, then things go bad. I actually like total key codes here. Sorry. I'm flip-flopping. What's going on here? So input held is input last frame and input this frame. And I'm just gonna do this. Not equal to 0. Because I'm pretty sure that's how that works. And you know what? We'll even do this. We'll do last. Boom. And this. Boom. Like so. Last frame. Input. And input this frame. Input. All right, so that's our now. We're just going to do that for all of them. Just to see what everything looks like. Because I'm actually not sure. Window get dimensions. Oh, because I'm doing a print. Duh. Okay. Let's do a little push context, DLL context, boom, and now we are back to business. I keep treating push context like a directive. Because it kind of feels like it should be, but it's not. It's just like a keyword. Okay. Okay, so key code is unknown. Let's do... Yeah, let me see. If I run this with my mouse down, are we going to start getting keys changed? So key pressed is 0 still. Type is uninitialized. But I'm seeing something happen in this log. It's a bit strange. I was seeing something happen here, but I don't know why it's... Type is uninitialized. That is a bit weird. What is our input type, event type? By default, uninitialized, which is correct, because that would be this frame. So we're just getting the keyboard events. And we're setting that to it. Right, so why, when I was looking, I'm not seeing key code anywhere. Like, we're not even handling mouse button presses. So I'm just going to do that, just to make sure we don't get too many things. Okay, key pressed, keyboard, key pressed, escape. Wait, okay, oh, this is from last time, I guess. Okay, let's do a little if input just pressed, put mouse left. Hey, come on, you can run it. That would be cool. Guess it won't. That's fine, I guess. Okay. Ah, here we go. Okay, so keyboard, key pressed, 0. So that means this should be our... Okay, yeah, so it is just 0 and 1. Okay, that's a bit stupid. That it's a U32. But it's, you know, a bit weird. It's probably meant to be a bool, but for, like, struct padding reasons, it's a U32 or something. I don't know. So this needs to be equals 0, and this needs to be not equals 0. Because this is our just press, so that would mean that if we didn't press it last frame, and we just started pressing it this frame, and I'll even do equals 1. I like a good equals 0 and a little equals 1. No, I don't. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, So we get that. Input, last frame key pressed is 1. Or, you know, not equal to 0. And is 0. Right, so this should be correct. Right, and so this would be input just released. Actually, we'll keep it to test it out. So it'd mean that I pressed it. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why that is happening. Input last frame, input this frame. That's already going to be a pointer. And then input let this frame dot data total key codes times size of event, because that's what we're transferring over. Right. Size of event. And our mem copy or mem setting 0. I guess what I could do, because I don't want to open up Remedy to like actually debug this, we're going to do input last frame, and this frame. We're going to do a couple little new lines. Input this frame. Now it's going to be a lot of input, see, because it's going to be every key event that we have. DLL context. Right, it's going to be basically every input event that we have, even if we're not looking at them all one by one. Right, but now we can at least see what is kind of going on here. I mean, we can kind of see. We can't really see it. It's just a jumble of text, but I can kind of make out what's happening. So where is... Let's do another, so we'll do last. And we'll just make it, we'll give it something to visually stand out. Okay, now if we scroll up and check this out. So this is this frame. The last frame, I guess this is actually going to be kind of impossible to see. So let's do this on a 1 item basis. So we'll do input last frame, key code dot mouse left button, I think. And then this will be the same thing, but it shall be this frame. Right, so now it should be a little easier to actually look at, because we're only going to care about 1, and it's not a member of key code. What is it? Mouse button left. Mouse button left. All right. I was just making sure I was double-clicking a bunch of stuff, or I was just making sure that it's key pressed and key pressed. That's actually all I care about. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I was actually doing something in this test. Why is it still... Oh, is it doing the thing again? Because this shouldn't be printing... Oh, okay, no, it's fine. It's just really stupid. Like me. Oh, okay, so our holding isn't actually working. We're getting it pressed, and then it's immediately getting reset. Yeah, I guess I would have assumed that this was okay to do, like to mem set everything back to normal, but maybe that's not actually the case. Yeah, maybe that's not really the case, because now if I do this, now we get our 1s and our 0s and our 1s like we expect. Okay, so we just don't need to mem set this, because I guess we just want to copy it over, and we're kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of goofy. Because what's going to happen is that if it doesn't exist, if we don't get an event this frame of type keyboard, we're gonna like persist state. Yeah, we're gonna like persist state between frames, which is kind of a bad thing. So we're gonna add a little to do. This might actually persist input state between frames, maybe clear out input this frame it.keycode. If it's not in events this frame question mark smiley face. Yeah. It's not in events this frame. Cool. So at least now we know it works. Move all of our prints like so. And now let's double check that input just released actually does the thing. So I'm holding my escape key down. I just let it go and we quit. Perfect. Now let's do input just pressed, right? So yeah, because sometimes it's nice to just be able to, you know, hit escape to quickly get out. So I like having that. Now we can actually pick up a turret, or we should be able to pick up a turret. Or not. Okay, what's going on here now? So turret is nil. And bound. Oh, and bounds contains this. And input held. Input mouse left. That should do the thing. Okay. That's a bit weird. I don't like this so far. Let me just double check that everything's working correctly, because that's a bit weird that this is just breaking. So in here, yeah, if picked up, else if, you know, we'll do bounds.contains, and that's why we have a global with the cursor position, so I can do stuff like this. We'll make it a little opaque, right? That'd be kind of cool. So equals 0.5. Right, we'll make the alpha a little opaque if what bounds is contains and not used. Okay, well, you don't have to be like that. Go. Okay, I guess we're just going to comment all this out, so I don't have to do this. Okay, now we can run the program. Nice, so that does work. So it is getting like a hovered event. So if is nil, if the bounds contains the cursor position, then we pick up the turret, and we set held turret to that. If held turret is nil, not equal to nil, and our input mouse left or input just released, input mouse left, we set that to that and held turret to nil. I think that was what I messed up, was that I wasn't setting it to nil, most likely. Get that. Okay. A bit weird. That it's still green. Input held, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Because now what we want to do is we set this turret's picked up just so that way we can early out. But we're actually going to do this. So if this, then we're going to do what we did earlier. So that's going to be g.held turret. G.held turret dot position equals g.held turret dot position dot lerp. We're going to lerp it to the mouse position minus the midpoint. So let's do, so we kind of need one of these again, which is a bit gross, but it's whatever. G.held turret, G.held turret, and a little G.held turret dot midpoint. We'll do midpoint. So we want to lerp it to the cursor. Cursor pause dot add midpoint dot all value 0.5, and then we're going to do it by, you know, 10 times g dot delta. So it should, when we're grabbing it, put it in. Okay, it doesn't. Oh, because we also need to do if input held. So we need to do like this, else, boom. Right, we probably need to do something like that. Why is that not working? So we need to do cursor position. Oh, dot sub, I think, because the cursor position would be in the wrong spot. No? Okay, I was wrong. Oh, that's not correct. That's a bit weird. And if I do add, it's going to be the other way. Right. Yep. Why is that happening? So held turret, we want to lerp it to the, oh, is it supposed to be the cursor position? Yeah. It's just supposed to be the cursor position. I guess we can actually make this a little better. If I do like mid, no, maybe not. We'll just do it like this. So we'll do g.held turret.position dot add. No, actually, sorry, I'm a bit weird today. Yeah, I guess we want dot sub. Boom, t dot size or g dot held turret dot size dot full value 0.5. So it should be the cursor position on the screen. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. And then we let go of it. Boom. And that is all fine and dandy. And now let's do a quick thing if we're hovering, right? And the reason I'm doing this is just to make it a little, got to put the juice, you know, you got to add some juice to it to make things nice. Because this is going to be sort of the main functionality of this demo is moving around turrets. That's what we need. So if we are just hovering the turret, we want to, yeah, we want to also show its radius, and we don't have a render circle, so we'll do a nice little render quad for now. So render quad, so it'll be bounds.min.x, so it'll basically just be this, and then bounds.add vec, so we'll do, yeah, rad bounds. Bounds.add the vec, and that'll actually do the wrong thing. So we need, like, yeah, we'll just call this bounds max. Bounds.max.add value t.radius. I don't know why it's complaining. Oh, it's not. Okay. Bounds.max.x, bounds.max.y, and then we'll just make this a nice little like white sort of opaque color. So it'll be 1111 and 0.25. So now we hover, we should see the bounds or the radius, and that'll probably be 0. Yeah, and it is 0. So let's go to our turret that whenever we made it, wherever the flip that is. So we'll do radius, and we'll do like 50. Because we're going to need that radius to detect when enemies are close by. And that's not correct, but that's a bit weird. Oh, because we actually need it. You know, it needs to be a radius, not just a rectangle extruded from that point. So that's, you know, that's not great. So we'll do like bounds jm.rec 4. So our min x will be 0, 0, max x will be t.radius, and then we'll do radius. So this will be bounds.min dot sub radius dot max dot x div2. Yes. Why is this complaining? Oh, dot sub value. That's what we need. Min dot x minus that. Let's just make this a little easier to look at for myself. And this will be the y with the y div2, and then this will be the max. Right, because that's all we actually care about. I mean, this doesn't even need to be a rec 4. It can just be a vec 2, because we only care about the radius. Can I do like a vec with one value that does all three? No, doesn't matter. Now we can do radius.x, and that should be good. And now we can do 111 0.25. Like so. Okay, so now, yeah, so it'll be our min x and then our max x plus like that. And now that should actually do the thing we want. Boom, and it does. So there we go. Now we got this, and actually I also want it to be if bounds contain. So if it's that, then we also just want to do it like this. So this will be a little else if bounds contains. We're writing dumb code because we're trying to just get this working. Like this. Yeah, that's whatever. We can just do hovered. We'll just do it like this. I don't really care right now. Okay, so now it should actually do the thing we want. Boom, and now I drag it around, and that's okay. Right. Actually, we can do something. We can even do this better. We can do if bounds contains or e flags and turret is pickup not equals 0. Boom. So that's what we want. Right, we want to make sure that this is that, and then no matter what, now I can drag it, and I can be like, oh, boom, that's good. And let's make that radius a lot bigger. That radius is pretty small. Let's do like 250. That's a pretty huge radius, but that's all right. So now let's just quickly do like, if an enemy is in the radius, right? Is that correct? Is this rendering it off center? That looks a little off center to me. Looks a little bit off center, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really matter that much, right? If I do this, right, is this correct? I don't know. I don't know if that's off center. That looks a bit off center, but I don't care that much. Yeah, and we should probably do, some, if it's attacking. And how can we do that? Well, we'd probably want some sort of state on our turret that says if it's attacking, if it is like reloading or whatever. So we'll just do a nice little state, and that'll be turret state, turret, and this will actually be our picked up because that's kind of its own state that's sort of inactive. State is iota. Oops. Okay, so now we can delete this because we actually don't want that to be a flag. Flags are more of like functionality that the turret has, and states are, what they're currently doing, or like what their current status is or state. So we can do this. So that's actually kind of nice. We can do if t dot state or switch t dot state case turret picked up break. All right, we'll make this. We'll name this like turret state, because I actually think it's better. Turret state picked up. Same thing here, so we can do that. Turret state equals turret state picked up. We can even do the same thing where we do a nice little switch in here to do it, but I'm not going to do that right now. State picked up. I don't really. I'm gonna be typing turret state a lot, so I'm changing that back. Turret picked up. All right. Okay, so now this can just be our turret state is that, and this isn't gonna have to be. This isn't gonna be like a, this isn't going to be like a state machine style where we can like transition from one state to another, like in like a smart way and make it to where it's, this turret picked up. Sorry, or turret active. And that is just if it can shoot at stuff. Right, yeah, we don't want this to be like a smart state machine that's doing all this stuff. We just want it to be kind of stupid and simple. Because that's good. That is easy to work with. Why is this? What is this? Okay, that's fine. I don't really care. Turret state equals picked up. There we go. Okay. So we have that. What was I doing again? I think I was doing turret shooting at something. So we can move it around, right? We can move it around. We can do our thing. And actually, I should probably swap these over. Iota. Like that. So that way we're not, by default picking up things. So if we're in the active state, that means we are able to shoot at stuff. We are just going to check if something is in, if some enemy is in our, if some enemy is inside our radius, and then, start attacking it. We are going to need some helper functions, though. The turret, radius, or, we'll say radial bounds. I like that. That's a fun name. And that'll return the rectangle that we made here, right? So that'll return this. Like so. I don't know. Why did I make this a vector again? Okay, I don't know why I did that. Bounds is t.bounds, t.pause. Oh, wait, we need jam rec t.pause, t.pause.add t.size. And then we're going to return jm rec from here. So that's going to be like our bounds.x minus t.radius over 2. Oh, bounds.min.x min.y. Right, because this is going to be min x, min y. Oh, no, it's just min max as vectors. I want rec 4. And then we do little max plus. And there we go. Right, so now we got something a little nicer. And we don't actually have to make this right here, but that's whatever. And now we can do radius, radial bounds, t.radial bounds. Let's call this rad bounds. There we go. So this could be rad bounds.min.x, min.y, max.x, max.y. And there we go. All right, so now we can get this radial bounds, so that way we can. Okay, that's not correct. Why is that not correct? Oh, max.x, max.y. That'll do it. Now this is correct. Yeah, because we're going to need this to do a calculation in the update function. So case turret active. And I want a quick thing that's, we'll say target affinity or target or priority. That's going to be a really fun word to type a bunch. Turret priority. Because I've seen this in some games where they either value like the closest or the one that's like the higher health or whatever. So we're just going to do this priority. That's going to be really fun. So turret priority closest. Yeah, so we want that. Because, some games do it to where they target the closest one. Some do it to where they target the one with the most health or the one that does the most damage. So we want that. We're not going to use it for now. We're just going to literally always keep it at closest. But that is a helpful thing to do. So now what we need to do is, if we're in the active state, we are going to check all of the enemies. So for eg.enemies, we'll say distance is e.pause. Why are you range? e.pause.distance to, which I like t.pause.distance to e.pause. Say if dist less than radius t.target equals e, and e will be enemy's eye. Else t.target is nil. All right, so this will just get the closest one, and we can actually even do this. So we'll just say switch, if I can type that, t.priority Boom case, turret priority closest. There we go. All right, that's all we need to do this. And then we'll break if we do this. Break. Enemy search like that. Break enemy search, right? Because we don't want to keep looping once we found an enemy. So we have successfully found an enemy. So t.target not equal to nil. Let's just say targeting dot 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 dot. I like that. And we'll even change the color again. So we'll say, you know, if t.target not equal to nil, color 1 is 1, right? So we're going to become like a weird color in that event. So I'll let him walk into the thing. That's not working. So how can we do this even better? So we'll do bounds, maybe. Yeah, we'll do like our bounds, t.radial bounds. And then we'll just do something kind of dumb. So we'll do if bounds.contains e.pause, right? And that should now do it. So now we're just checking if the point is in our bounds. So it's, you know, it might actually be faster to do it that way. But now let's see. Just walked in. We're not getting a print. Why is that not happening? Oh, because we're breaking at the wrong time. I mean, we only have one enemy, so this shouldn't be the issue. Yeah, that's not the issue. Okay. So we get a radial bounds, which should get the actual rectangle from our position. You know, yeah, minus the radius over 2 times radius over 2. Rad over 2. You know, I like doing stuff like this because it just looks a little nicer and it's more consistent. Half rad. That's what I like. And yeah, I know the optimizer, blah, 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 blah. Do not care. Sorry, I'm also trying to think at the same time, so it's fun. It's hard to be a little interesting, or it's hard to be interesting while I'm talking. So if our bounds contains rad bounds contains the position of the enemy, then we set the target. So let's just jump into here, right? We can actually debug, which is nice. We just have to run it and then do, what is it? Control Alt F5 in here. Control Alt F5. Are we not calling turret update? Are we? Yeah, I don't think we're calling turret update. We're not calling turret update. That will do it, people. You got to call your turret update if you want to make a game. That is a little known fact about game programming. I bet you. Yep, there you go. Now that works. Right, he'll walk in. And right there, so he's shooting at him technically. Okay, yeah, you got to call your turret update. That will always do it. What else do you want to do? What else do we want to do? Let's add a little fire rate. Right? And yeah, I don't think we want reload. We instead just want fire rate. I don't want to do stuff to where like all your turrets have like ammo that depletes and then they have to reload. You have to buy ammo. I think that's really not fun sounding. I think if you have a fire rate, that's maybe something that you can change in the game via like unlocks or upgrades. I think that's a lot more fun. So we're gonna do, yeah, the fire rate. What else does a tower defense game need? Fire rate, probably need damage. And this could, of course, change over time to be like damage against this enemy, damage against this armor, blah, 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 blah. I think I might just do the dumb thing and say health and then just set the number to be super high for really strong enemies. I think that's probably the move I'm going to go with. What else do we need? So if we get a target, we'll do shot timer, number, and so if target is null, t dot shot timer minus equals delta, or delta if t dot shot timer equals 0. Actually, we'll do a little plus delta. I like that. How's that for you? T dot shot timer equals 1, or sorry, equals 0. And now, or no, is t dot fire rate. T dot shot timer is that. And now we can do t dot target dot health minus equals t dot damage. Right? And then what we'll just do is in our enemy update, or actually in our enemy render, if e dot health, or if e, we'll do state, enemy state, enemy dead, no, enemy attacking, like enemy, I guess they're technically attacking the tower defense game because they're running. They're like running to go do something. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is more of like a balloons tower defense style where they just run to the end, not a like throne fall, like they attack your stuff. Kind of just going something easy. So enemy attacking, enemy state. So yeah, their attacking is basically them moving forward, and I probably actually want moving, or not moving, maybe marching. I like marching. That is the move. Type enemy state int. Get a little const right there. Leave that for later. So enemy marching, enemy dead. Right, because I don't think I want the default to be dead, because if the default's dead, then, I mean, I guess I can just set it explicitly, but that's boring. I don't want to set it explicitly, you know? But we'll do it. And then we'll just do something in here. We'll do if enemy dot state is enemy dead. Yeah, okay. And we'll return. All right, so that's really all we're going to do. That makes it really nice and simple. And then we'll set that. We'll make a little func enemy update dt float 32 delta. So this will be our code that we got earlier, which is this. And that'll just be moving the X position, right? E.update, G.delta. Right, and now we'll say if E.health, less than equal to 0, E dot state is E dot, or enemy dead, return. And then we'll make a little thing up here. It goes if E dot state is, and actually we're going to do it the smart way because we're smart people. Enemy dead, case enemy marching. Enemy dead. This is just going to be a quick little return. Get that out of the way. And this will be this. There we go. So now what's going to happen is, it's dead by default. Yep. Remember what I was saying about setting it explicitly? Didn't want to do it. State, enemy, marching, health, 50, fire rate, let's do 1 shot a second, damage, let's do like 10, so it should be 5 seconds, 5 shots. And I need to change its position. Jam vec2. Let's do like 300, 0, or 0, 300. There you go. And we'll make a way to make enemies nicer. Yeah, I don't care that much. Let's see. Boom. The color is changing. 4, 5, and it died. Cool. That works. There is a bit of weirdness, I think, with the detection, right? So it's blue, Right, that should be in. It's like once it's completely in, rather than if it's touching, which is a bit weird. So I need to fix that really quick, wherever that is. So we can actually do the dist again. We could probably do this t dot pause dot distance to e dot pause if the distance is less than t dot radius. Right, that should also do it, and that should actually fix what I'm seeing. That correct? No, that's not correct. That's a bit weird. All right, we'll keep it. I could probably just do something where it's the what is it? Yeah, I guess contains in this case is like the point is completely within. I would need just like a proper bounding box or like collides or intersects or whatever, and that would be like a it's they're touching in some way or like one is slightly within the other one. I could just do that, but I don't really care right now to do that. So let's make sure our fire rate, we'll say shooting, and then we'll say if t.target.state is enemy dead, t.target equals nil, right? Because we no longer want to we no longer want to pick up a target if it's nil, and we can actually do that here too. So if state equals enemy dead, continue. There's also a thing we could do here where we could make an iterator over enemies that gives us, that never gives us back a dead enemy. That's probably actually a smart thing to do. So it's whatever. Wait, if I hover over this, if I hover over that affects. Why does that affect it? Wait a second. State. Oh, because we're setting the state before we've even picked it up. That's why. And input held g.cursor input mouse left. Yeah, okay. We set the state to picked up before we even try to move it. Whereas, yeah, this is what we actually want. I don't want it. I want it to still shoot. 2, 3, 4. All right, and then I drag it back, and then I bring it back, and now it will shoot one more time. Boom, and now it's dead. Okay, cool. So that's all working correctly. We basically have a little tower defense game already. Let's have some fun to end this. Right? Let's make a bunch of enemies like this. So we'll do like 50. We'll do this one like 10 or like 8. 15, 32, and then we'll change their Ys to like 300. Actually, let's do it even more fun, right? We'll do a little math.rand. Can I do like a math.rand float 32? Is that what it is? Or, oh, it's a rand dot float 32. What do we want our maximum speed to be? 20? 10? Maybe 50? Maybe let's go 15. We'll go right in the middle. And then this one is going to be a little... Oh my gosh, can I do the thing, please? Boom. Rand.float32 times g dot screen size.y minus we'll do like a maximum of like, so we'll say it's 50 plus a max of 500. Import math rand v2. Whoa, what is this? I didn't know there's a v2 math rand. That's kind of fun. Oh, well, and look, we have some guys now. We have 4 dudes. And I guess now I can just spam this. We'll do like a 4 range 10. I don't know. And let's give us like 5 turrets, maybe. That's kind of good. Rand dot float 32. So we'll do 250 plus 500. I don't know. 250 plus Rand float 32 times 500. And they'll make them all do the same thing. We don't want to. We'll make it a little fun. Oh, shit. Okay. So we got a bunch of enemies now. Let's get this wall going. Get this little wall going. All right. They're clobbering. They're shooting. All right. Let's see. Are we going to win? Oh, so far so good. We are winning. Is this the closest? They should be shooting at this guy. They did. Oh, it's just a single one. Let's just bully him. And there we go. We won the tower defense game. Yeah, we did it. We won tower defense. That's really fun. We are stronger than the rest. But cool. All right, that was about 2 hours of nonsense. We'll maybe pick this back up. I don't know if I want to continue this series. It's more based on personal interest and just testing out this whole like Go and Jai programming or like game dev type deal. This is a lot more Go than it was Jai this time, but you know, Jai is the underlying thing, but it's whatever. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed watching this weird random video, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good one.